Hi guys, welcome to this reading, which is a message from the moon. So I was actually inspired because I've been struggling a lot lately and kind of losing my trust in the universe. I've been going through that for a long time, but yeah, like these days have been very hard. And I was just sitting in the couch and watching some YouTube, listening to some music. And then I looked up and looked through the window, and there's like this small square window. And just in the middle of that was the moon. Like, kind of like, that's just what a coincidence, kind of, but it's not. I know there's some kind of spiritual meaning to that because I have a very big connection to the moon. I've always had that. So I felt like, okay, maybe I'm not the only person who needs to have a message from the moon. So I'm gonna do a reading. But I'm currently homeless been homeless for 15 months. And so my cards I don't have my cards. I have these, I think, 4 or 5 decks, and that's about it. I don't even have I have moon cards, but yeah, I don't have them with me. So we had to do it like this. This is 4 different tarot decks with their different. That's the moon card from every deck here, and then we have 4 different crystals also. If that's gonna help you choose a pile. So if you haven't done this before, pick a pile. Is you choose with your intuition, whatever is attractive to you. So you can, if none of them is like pulling you in by the card or by the crystal, you can close your eyes and sit with yourself, take some deep breaths, and see if something shows up for your inner eye, or maybe just kind of clear your head and then open your eyes, and whatever deck is popping into your to whatever deck you see first is usually the deck for you, the pile for you. So this time I included a song as well. I'm gonna link the songs below in the description box, and yeah, I think that's that's enough intro. So without further ado, let's see what the message for the moon is for you. If you haven't picked a pile yet, please put the video on pause because we're gonna jump to pile number 1 now. Okay, guys, so you picked pile number 1 with this Celestine, I think it's called. I'm not sure, I'm not good with the names of crystals. And unfortunately, I can't remember the name of this deck. So you picked pile number 1. Look at this moon card, it's so cute. I love this deck, the illustration. So I feel like there's some serenity in this card, actually. Like the moon card is usually mysterious and something unseen and yet to be veiled. How do you say that? Unmasked, something like that. But I feel like there's a serenity in this card, actually. This one, like with the stars all around her, kind of like shining like that. Like she's attracting the stars, and it kind of like where you see like the towers is leaning in against her. I really like that. It feels like everything is drawn towards her. Yeah, that's very interesting, actually. So the song that was randomly picked for this pile, was John Legend with "Love Me Now." I'm gonna link that in the description box below. But if I want to, it's a love song, of course. But but if I have to look at it like in a more broad perspective, I just listened to it now, or some of it at least, and I feel like he's saying "Love me now," like, and I'm gonna love you now, like that's all that I have, that's all that I got. Who's gonna kiss you when I'm gone? So it's kind of like living life in the moment and living it fully. Like whatever is holding you back, right? Whatever you're afraid of, kind of just give into it. Like let things be attracted to you. I feel there's a like kind of a scared feeling or nervous feeling about being the center of attention, or letting things getting attracted to you. So not necessarily just people, but also like successes in life and things coming into your life that you need and that would fulfill you and make you happy. There's kind of like, there's I feel like there's an obstacle. Let's take a look at shadow cards here. So I just got these printed after a couple of years. This is my own deck. People kept asking me, are these for sale? And I actually only made them for me. So since people kept asking, I thought, okay, I'm gonna give in. So these, I'm gonna put the link in the description box below for the Etsy shop when it's up and running. Hopefully it is when I upload this video. But if not, I'm gonna put it in later. So if you're interested in the deck. So let's see about some shadows here. There's 100 cards in this deck. So lights and dark shadows. What is stopping you? What's this block? What's this nervous feeling? This scared, this afraid of being center of attention, afraid of creating your own world, I'm hearing as well. I never heard that before, but it's not like you're a follower like that, but it's kind of like you're afraid to stand out in some way. Self-absorbed. So don't mind, like, this is the thing about the shadow cards. I'm gonna make a video explaining the cards as well. It's not always about the word of it. It's sometimes just imagery, right? So in this case with self-absorbed, the imagery could also depict, like in this case, looking yourself in the mirror, being more pleased about what you're seeing. So that's kind of the opposite message, right, of what self-absorbed usually is. So you're not looking yourself in the mirror enough. It's kind of like the metaphorical meaning of this, if that makes sense. Content, that's an interesting blockage. Talented, yeah, I thought that would come up. Goofy, toxic femininity. This is interesting. So I see. So sorry about this setup again, guys. As I'm telling you in the intro probably, I'm still haven't found my home, so I'm still living kind of the nomadic lifestyle. Yeah. Oh, I love this, because again here with the toxic femininity card, let's not look at the words. Let's just look at her, right? And she is so in her very feminine, sexy, feminine, dominant energy, right? Like kind of a dominatrix. She has this handcuffs on, and she's ready to tie you to her and take control. Oh, that's not. There we go. She has a whip over her shoulder. She has kind of a mask on. She has her red lips, right? I feel this is so interesting, you guys. I really love this, because we have this dominant sexual feminine energy, right? And then we have this goofy childlike kind of energy. Then we have this content card, just being. Like, this is kind of very forward, taking action kind of energy, the toxic femininity card here, right? And then the content card is more of like not doing anything, like sitting still, which is very feminine energy as well. Oh, very interesting as well. This deck contains men, women, and animals. So these are all 5 cards of women. So definitely something about feminine energy. Again, with the moon, feminine also is also feminine energy, right? The sun is a masculine energy. I really love this. So there's kind of like the message from the moon to you, I feel, is that self-loving feeling, actually. Also like the song, Love Me Now, right? It's not about someone else loving you now. It's not about you loving someone else now. It's about you loving you now. You looking in the mirror, feeling content about what you're seeing. You owning up to your talents. Oh, this is getting out of focus, kind of frustrating. Sorry. You owning up to your challenge. You owning that you're goofy at the same time, and the totally opposite of the spectrum, being this dominant sexual feminine energy, right? Taking control of your sexuality. I really love this too, guys. So actually I feel like the message from the moon to you is just be you. I want to say that's not just as easy as that. If it was, you would have been that, right? But it's kind of like there's the blockage here in whatever it is you're facing right now in your life is that you're not embracing every part of you. Like this is, I want to say parts of you, or really I want to say it's 4 parts of you, because the self-absorbed card is just asking you to look in the mirror, seeing the other 4 aspects of you, right? And wow, I just noticed this. I really love. So when we're looking at the 4 other cards, we have a blonde, we have a brunette, we have the black-haired woman. I guess she's a blonde as well. I was thinking about. I thought she had another hair color. Anyways, so I want to say that these are playing on different colors, on different aspects of you. That's kind of what I wanted to say with that. Celestite is representing something of the Celestite to me is the stars and the sky. So kind of that, that message reaching for the stars or shooting for the moon, and you're going to land between the stars. So there's this, whatever's holding you back is you not loving you, or you not necessarily that phrase I want to say, but you not exploring every part of you, actually, is more what I want to say. So that's this time the moon is telling you, like this phase of the moon, go out, maybe check on your phone, where is the moon, which phase is it in right now, and then for the next 28 days until it reaches that phase again, focus on this task, if you want to say that. Focus on this message from the moon that you need to be more curious about yourself. You need to dive into these parts of yourself. There's definitely something unlocked here. And I think for a lot of women, especially when they try to go into this dominant feminine sexual energy, it usually becomes a toxic femininity where that is where we try to keep our partner or the guy interested in us through sex. And we are actually just punishing ourselves by that, because he doesn't want more than that, then he would have shown you, right? So if you're doing that, release the guy, because you're punishing yourself. That's that anxious attachment style energy, right? But I want to say, so it's for the balanced feminine energy, it's more easy for women to go into that submissive role and going into that giving up control and letting the guy control and stuff like that. Whereas this woman here, she wants to control, right, in the bedroom. She wants to have that, not necessarily in the bedroom, like in general, like when you're going out, be more daring, be more sexy with your clothes, with your appearance, like go out of your comfort zone, right? Because I feel like with this card, there's something hidden inside of you that really wants to embrace that. Look, like when you're in that energy, everything, the world bends to you, you know what I'm saying? And you're getting all these stars attracted to you. So there's and also when you're goofy for that matter, like, and also when you're doing your talent, like whatever, if it's singing or playing a guitar or painting, or when you're doing your talent, when you're in that energy, like you're so attractive, and the world is bending to you, and like they're seeing you, they're sending like energy your way, right? They're looking to you, and I think there's a part of you, you just again with the just, right? You have to learn to stand in that energy that I think you're suppressing yourself and these parts of yourself because you don't like the attention of it. But I think a lot of times, well, there could be multiple reasons. One, for example, with the sexual energy, the fear of losing the control. Like I have that. I have that suppressed. I don't like dressing sexy because I don't like the attention I get from men that I don't want attention from. Like I had that from a very young age, and I just don't. I've always been able to feel what's going on inside other people, and I've been very good at like shielding it, so I'm not feeling it now. But there's some emotions like surprise or volatile anger, like big emotions or sudden emotions that just kind of springs at me. So even though I'm shielded, I feel it anyway. And lust, lust is one of those emotions. So I don't like dressing sexy, for example. I don't like that attention from men, or not from him. For men, I'm not interested in, at least, because even though they're not acting on it, I feel how big the lust is, and I can't. I don't. That's not who I am. That's not how I don't like that. So maybe it's the same for you, or maybe it's just that you had some experiences growing up with someone crossing your boundaries with your body, and then this card is maybe telling you to regain that power, right? Take the power back over your over your body, and you decide, right? And you exude this dominant feminine energy that is very, very clear to the men to see that you're not to mess with, right? I think as soon as we step into that energy, then they're going to back down because they see that you are the one in control at that part. Also, I feel like the goofy, that's kind of just you being you in your childlike, the childlike you, right? You childlike state. And I think that a lot of people find that very adoring and endearing. Adoring and endearing. But again, maybe you're not so comfortable with the I'm so sorry, you guys. I haven't been speaking English for a long time. Maybe you're not so comfortable with people looking at you and the interest that is attracting. How do you say that? It's just on the tip of my tongue. That's so irritating. But kind of being like center of attention, like you're not good with this energy, right? So that could also be like because when you grew up, whenever you drew attention to yourself, you got a mouthful or an earful. How do you say that? Like you got scolded, right? Your parents told you that just something's wrong with you, or society taught you, like society teach women in general, shut up and be pretty, right? You don't have an opinion, don't take up space, don't, stuff like that. And so when you're getting attention, then maybe it's uncomfortable for you because there is such a deep-rooted, I call it false truth. Like it feels like a truth, but it's false, right? But it feels so true to you that if you get attention, that's wrong. That's you doing something wrong, right? And then we have to go in and work with that false truth because we learned it somewhere, and so we can unlearn it as well. Yeah. Okay, so I got these cards. These are in Danish. These are actually for couples. I bought them because I have a dream about being a couples therapist. So I thought I'd pull a card, and it's in Danish, so I'm going to translate. So what do you need to know? Oh, this is what you need to ask yourself. Now in here, just a second. Hvilke oplevelser vil jeg gerne have flere af i mit liv? So what it says here, what experiences do I want more of in my life? That's the question you can ask yourself in the next 28 days as well. This is called quality time, if you're Danish and you're interested in the cards. But yeah, so what is the experiences you want more of in this next month's time? Okay, there's this pile wants to speak as well. Let's see if they have a message for you. Can't even remember. It's been so long since I've done tarot, and I'm away from most of my cards. I can't even remember the names of the decks anymore. It's just that's a lot of cards. We got the Hermit, beautiful. We got Page of Swords. We got Six of Wands, that's the success cards. Oh, I love this actually. Like, look at it's just such the energy we were just talking about. Like, she's in the center of attention. She's giving out flowers, right? She's in her, she's how do you say that? She's in her ace, I want to say. I think that's a Danish term. But yeah, she's doing great, right? She's like, people are flocking to her. This is the same energy as over here. This is really good, you guys. And Page of Pentacles, that's 2 pages. So pages is about this. They're the kind of the apprentices, right, of the tarot. So they're learning. And Pentacles is about the physical world, the foundation, the grounding, Usually we say like the house and the food on the table and, you know, stuff like that, basic stuff. But I want to say like in this kind of energy, it's just you being grounded, you grounding yourself in these new sides of yourself, learning these sides, parts, how do you say it? Learning these aspects of yourself. And swords is about the intellect. So maybe there's something about being a little smart about this, like investigating yourself in a more intellectual way. So instead of letting your emotions control you or take control of the situations, then you knowing that, okay, I get a little antsy-pantsy when I get a lot of attention, but Ava told me that's, you know, a message from the moon, that this is just me getting out of my comfort zone, right? So that's you intellectualizing what's going on with you emotionally. So interesting. What the last card? The Hermit. Yeah, that makes sense. So the Hermit is about going within. Definitely, again, this is on a lonely, kind of lonely, I won't say lonely journey, like on an only, only journey. Like you're doing this for yourself, by yourself, right? Or by yourself, for yourself. I want to say in that order. So this is so interesting, you guys. This next month's time, the message from the moon is like go within, be intellectual, right, about what's going on in your body. Step out of the emotions and take a step back and take a look at what am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling like this? Is it okay that I'm feeling like this? Can I maybe stay in this emotion to try to practice to get out of my comfort zone? And I want to enhance like this card and also the talent card, because these two cards is something where you can take more action, I think. With the talent, it's usually something that we love to do. Let's say you love to sing, but maybe you're not very good at it. So take some lessons, right? That's the intellectual part of you. That's the journey going within to learn to sing for you, because you love to sing, and maybe you're not singing in front of others, or maybe even in your home because you live in an apartment complex and other people can hear you, or with your family or something like that. So you don't want to sing because you're scared of how other people will react, right? So take some singing lessons, or whatever the talent is, right? Go into that, and or go into this dominant feminine sexual energy. So this is a general reading. For some of you, it's just one of these cards. For others of you, it might be both, right? But there's something about getting closer to being content and being okay with that, and that it's like you're not supposed to struggle. You're not supposed to suffer. You're supposed to be content, right? You're supposed to be happy when you look in the mirror and liking yourself, and not making yourself smaller because someone else told you to, or the society told you to, right? Yeah, I feel like I can keep going, but yeah, I think that's the message for this one. So yeah, again, with the shadow cards, I'm gonna link them in the description box below, and I'm gonna link the song that I got for you, "Love Me Now." Was that? I'm gonna link it so you can go listen to it now and see if that maybe brings up something else and other messages for you. So thanks for watching, guys, and oh yeah, and remember to like like the video if it resonated. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye. Pile number 2. So you chose the True Black Tarot, and this crystal I can't remember the name of. I don't know if you can see, it's but kind of green. I'm so bad with crystal names. And I'm very interested to look at this moon card we got here. So I picked a song for you, and I'm gonna link it in the description box below. You got "How Long Will I Love You" by Ellie Goulding. It's a very beautiful song, singing about this insatiable love that will never end. That kind of makes me feel like, makes me think of a true love song, like for a partner, but also like from a parent to a child. So I find this very interesting, actually, because we also have this moon card here, which to me makes me think about, I'm going to show you, actually. So I created a shadow card deck. I created it a long time ago, actually, many years ago. not that many years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, because I wanted something. I needed a tool for my channel here, right? And people has been asking me if it was possible to buy this deck. So I finally got around to have it printed. I looked into it multiple times, and it's just not that easy, guys, and it's very expensive. So I wanted to find something that, you know, people could afford. Otherwise, I didn't really want to go through the hassle. Anyhow, so I'm just going to show you in this deck. I could just go through them here so you can see some of them as well. There's like 100 cards in this deck. Light and dark shadows. So I'm going to make a video as well showing you the deck, how to use it. But maybe I already did. I'm going to link that in the description box below. Sorry, I haven't been speaking English for a long time. Oh, here is this card. It reminds me of this card. So manipulative, right? Can you see with the hand kind of controlling the woman? So there's something like the message from the moon is something is controlling you, and I don't know, we need more cards, but I'm thinking with the song from Ellie Goulding, right? That's something about love. Like, is it another person, or is it your love for this person? Like, for example, if it's a parent, right? Let's say you have this insatiable love for your parent or your child, and you can't really let go of that love, but the other person is being very manipulative and kind of pulling you around, and you don't know how to get out of it. Or yeah, that's the family card. You don't know how to get out of it. Or yeah, so it could also be a partner, of course, that you have a family with. Maybe it's a narcissistic ex you have children with, and you can't really get out of this relationship because you're tied together with having a family, right? But there's some ties here, I feel. So usually I don't really go into this kind of energy, but yeah, I'm gonna keep it as much as possible on your side of the road. I don't want to go into third part energies, meaning that another person that hasn't. I don't think it's always helpful that we like these readings about how does he feel about me, he's gonna come back, what's he thinking about me. That, I don't really think that's helpful. I made a video about that as well. It's I have a playlist called Sharing Knowledge, and I don't think it's helpful. I think it's actually pretty toxic behavior because it keeps you stuck in how the other is perceiving you instead of how you can take your power back, right? Page of Cups. That's a very childlike energy. So I think for most of you, that's interesting. I was just going to say, sorry about the whoa. I was just going to say, I think for most of you, it's a family bond with you or your parent, you and your parent, or you and a child. But actually, it could also be like, it's just energies here, right? So it could be you being the child energy in this relationship because the other person is holding you kind of hostage, if that makes sense. So I want to say it's most likely. Again with love. So it could also be. This is the thing about general readings, right? That's why I prefer. I actually prefer like doing personal readings. I'm gonna get around to that too at some point, but because that's so much more straightforward. I can really like, it's so clear to me what the energy is in a personal reading because there's only one story, right? So here in the general readings, I have to take into account so many multiple things that it could be with the energy. So could also be the immature love that you feel for the other person. So like the song is singing like how much I love you like to infinity is kind of what you're saying. And that could be that it's not really love, but it's infatuation. So sometimes when we think like we think that we are in love with someone, and in reality it's just infatuation actually, which is not the same thing as love, but infatuation can become very addictive. So if you have a person you're interested in that keeps giving you breadcrumbs and like that kind of push-pull effect, creating what we call intermittent reinforcement. That's a very interesting thing as well. That's kind of what, when people are addicted to gambling, it's the same thing. Like you put your like in a slot machine, for example, you put your money in and you pull the lever, and you're actually addicted to the feeling if you're going to win, because sometimes something comes out. And it's kind of the same with people. We can have a relationship with people where we put in a coin, right? We put in some energy, and sometimes there's going to be a small amount giving back. Sometimes nothing's going to give back, but then again, sometimes, like very far in between. In the beginning, it was a lot of times, but it becomes further and further in between. Then there's this jackpot, right? And that's kind of what keeps us stuck. That's intermittent reinforcement. We get stuck with this person because we exchange, right? We put in energy in hoping to get something back that we feel like we need from them. And that keeps us coming back. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles, a strong, independent strong, independent woman is what I want to say. This is that Judgment? I can never remember with the 20, and it doesn't really matter because the card here is, the imagery is showing me this is the how do you say that? The Virgin, the Maiden, and the Crow. No, the Maiden, the Mother, and the Crow. So the young, it doesn't matter. They're spinning. It's from Greek mythology, I think, and they're spinning like life here. So there's something about, wow, I'm really getting, sorry you guys, kind of messy. What I wanted to say is, you are creating your own life, and you need to stand up for yourself and walk away from this. I feel like there's not a card for walking away, but there's this manipulative energy keeping you stuck. Let's see what else we can get. And you like, the message from the moon is, whatever it is holding you back, either it's another person or it's your feelings to this person, like, which can be like, in any case can be both, right? Like if you're having feelings towards another person who keeps doing the push-pull effect, then it's also the other person, right, having an effect on you. I hope this makes sense. I feel like it doesn't, but let's see. I feel like it's a very straightforward message here. Like, there is someone in your life, and it doesn't really matter if they're affecting you in this way where if they're manipulating you or you're manipulating yourself with Deliverance, but there's something about getting away from this person. Four of Cups and the Sun. That's interesting. So these two together is like, Four of Cups is someone coming in with an opportunity. Oh, okay, I see. So you feel like this person, and this is the other person, and you're coming in with an opportunity, and they're not taking it. They're not even seeing you, right? They're just like in their mind worried. And you're just standing here saying, I have this cup of sunshine. If you just want to take it, we can do the dance in the sunshine together. Here we got the Maiden, the Mother, and the Crow again. Crone, not the crow. And there's like three cats, three women. There might be, for some of you, a third party situation here. I never really go into that because I feel, again, that's kind of toxic. But there might, for some of you, be like, you have feelings for another person who's already in a relationship, and you feel like you could be a better person for them, or maybe they're cheating on their partner with you, and they keep telling you that they're going to leave their partner, but nothing's happening, and stuff like that. Anyhow, it doesn't really matter what kind of relationship you have here. What matters is the message. And the message is that you're stuck and it's not good for you, and you're being manipulated, you're being controlled either by this other person, by the situation, or by your own feelings. So you're not, this feeling here of you trying to come in with this cup of sunshine and you just want the other person to take it is not going to happen. And you can keep coming back with a cup of sunshine, keep putting money in the slot machine, and then sometimes you get a little breadcrumbs. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you get a jackpot, but there's far in between, and you know why I'm saying this, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for that jackpot because you're just, yeah, this person kind of like gives you love bombing and then just to rein you more in again, right? And then picking you even more apart. So this can be, let's say, a narcissistic parent, a narcissistic partner, or it can just be an immature parent or an immature partner. Someone who, it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who's evil or outright narcissist. It can just be an immature person who doesn't know and understand their own feelings, and therefore they can't take care of your feelings. Like if you grow up with a parent like that, for example, you're like, how are they going to teach you about emotions if they don't even know about their own emotions? If they run and hide from their own emotions and they suppress it, right? Like we can see here, it's a child and a father. So that could very well be in your upbringing. Then you're trying to get your dad's attention, right, or your mom's attention, for that sake, for that matter. But he, just from the picture, seeing that he's trying to, like, Dad, like, I'm giving you this. Can you just look at me? And there's nothing, right? The dad just sitting there looking at 3 empty cups, and you're coming with 1 full cup and saying, I know you're thirsty. I got you this cup of sunshine, right? And Dad is not hearing it. Dad is busy in his thought, in his mind. There we go. So that could be your upbringing, but I want to say, like, and that can be why you're also attracted to people now that give you breadcrumbs. So there's something about looking into this wound of not getting love and affection and attention, since you are a match to someone who's not giving you more than breadcrumbs. So you need to, I want to say, walk away from this person, but you can just, like, maybe take a break. Like, it's up to you, of course, feel whatever resonates for you, but maybe take a break from this person. And I know a lot of people, if you have narcissistic parents, for example, then that parent's going to shame you and go into victim mentality and say, like, but I need you and you're just going to leave me, or whatever they're going to say, right? They're dependent on you. Whatever they're going to say to manipulate you, to try to pull you back in, or that, or either that or love bombing you, right? Regardless of which kind of relation you have with this person, who this is. So there's going to be a reaction, of course. For some of you, it's possible to just pull away without saying anything, and the other person won't notice necessarily. For others of you, you are more in this relationship, deeper into it, and you're going to have to say, you know what, listen, I need a break from this. Or maybe you even know that this isn't good for you and you need to cut ties completely, and you're just kind of waiting for this message to hit you, right? Like, you already know, and then you're seeing this video, and from these piles, you pick this one, right? You pick this pile to let you know what you already know, that you need to get away from this person. It's not good for you. And after that, you're going to have to look at your own patterns in love and relationship in general, like with you being fed breadcrumbs, and, you know, Google limerence and check that out, because it's, yeah, you can be really addicted to this. So, there's this card I have from a Danish card. It's from this kind of couple therapy. Because I want to be a couple therapist. Anyhow, so I bought these cards. I'm just gonna read it to you. And it's for, this is so interesting. So I'm gonna read it in Danish first. Dybe. Hvilke færdigheder er jeg rigtig glad for, at du har? So this is saying depth. That's the theme of this card. And it says, which, how do you say that word? Just a second. Yeah, I want to say, what skills, I want to say. I think I want to translate it with that. What skills am I happy that you have? So this is actually very interesting in regards to this, because normally it would be something to deepen the bonds between the couple, right? That's the idea of this card. But for this, it's a question for yourself, right? Which skills are you happy about the other person having? And I think I want to translate that a little bit into this reading about what keeps you stuck. What is it that this other person is giving you? What skills are they having? What is it that you think they're giving to your life? And what is it that is overshadowing what they're taking away? Right? Does that make sense? So these breadcrumbs that you get once in a while, or, maybe even the jackpot, some love bombing once in a while, that's what you're here for. That's the addiction. That's what overshadows every bad part. And they're so manipulative that that's the thing. When you're in this kind of relationship, but it doesn't matter which kind, romantic or platonic or family, whatever it is. But when you're in this kind of relationship with a manipulative person, they're turning everything around on you, making you feel like you're the bad person, like they're gaslighting you, right? So they're kind of like making you think that you're the one that's wrong with. Something's wrong with you. I want to say one of the first clues to a relationship with a manipulative person and gaslighting person is being confused. If you're confused all the time about this person, you feel like you can't do nothing right, you don't know what you're doing wrong, and you're constantly asking yourself, okay, am I overthinking this? Am I overreacting and I'm the one who's wrong here? Every time we try to tell this person, hey, you kind of crossed my boundary here. What? The other person's kind of their reaction. What are you talking about? Don't stop being so sensitive, right? Stuff like that. And so it can be really hard. So I think if you're in that deep in a relationship with another person, I really think that this video, it makes sense that sometimes we just need to hear what we already know, but we're so confused and we're second guessing ourselves all the time because this person is doing that to us, right? Making us second guess ourselves. So you already know this isn't good for you. And this is just a message that is here to support your instinct, your gut feeling, right? That you need to get away from this. And I'm going to link that song below here, How Long Will I Love You? I think there might be something about also loving yourself, getting back to that love to yourself, that we should love ourselves for eternity and into the deepest parts of ourselves, if that makes sense. So maybe go listen to that and see if that brings anything up in you that you need to work with. So that's what I got for you guys. If you like this, if it resonated, please give it a video. Oh, wow. Please give the video a thumbs up so we can get out to more people who needs to hear this. And until next time, take care. Bye. Hi guys. So you picked pile number 3 with the amethysts, and I think this is called Magical Tarot. I'm not sure. So let's look at the message from the moon to you. So I picked a song for all the piles, and the song that you got is by John Kay. It's called If We Never Met. I'm gonna link that in the description box below so you can go listen to that afterwards. But it's about, it's singing about like he met someone and like she kind of pulled him out of his suffering, and he would still be stuck if it wasn't for her. So I think that's kind of interesting. And pairing that message with this card, I feel like there's a person in your life that made you see yourself clearer, or it kind of, like the reflection of the cat is kind of like this panther. So it's not shown to the outside world that you are this panther, but this person sees this panther inside of you and pulls it out, right? But maybe this person has left, or you have left, because we have someone flying away here. But let's see, like, what else we got? What else we got? So my shadow cards, I created this shadow deck, and it really wants to talk today. So a couple years ago, I created this deck for myself. It's a deck with 100 shadows, light and dark attributes. And people kept asking me if they're for sale. So now I finally got them printed. And I'm gonna, if I get the Etsy shop up and going before I put this video out, I'm gonna link the Etsy shop in the description below if you are interested in these cards. So I'm also going to make a video about how to use the cards. So we got lonely, dependent, lazy, the cat, volatile, and liar. So I'm gonna put this here. Amethyst is about like seeing clearly. It's about the third eye. Just want to see what else we got here. Just a second. What else wants to speak? Try to see what the story here is. Ace of Cups. It's the thing about when it's a general reading, like I have to take account for multiple energies, like what it can, like it can be multiple stories, right? And so much easier with personal readings. It's just one storyline. I need more. Where is this story? What's going on here? I feel like with the cat, look at that. So with these shadow cards, it's not always like the word isn't like the word here is lazy. It's not necessarily the word always. It's a lot of the times it's the pictures. I think like the look in the cat's eyes, it's just sitting there like, what the fuck happened, right? Like, is there something going on with someone dropped their mask and it turned out that they're a volatile person and now you're sitting there lonely and kind of like, what the fuck happened? Because you're dependent on this person, you kind of like, you were leaning on this person, right? They showed you the panther inside of you, and then they showed you who they really are. So why is there an Ace of Cups? The High Priestess. What's the story here? So interesting, because the other two piles I've been doing so far, it was very straightforward actually. Like there was multiple storylines. This feels like more like one storyline. Not storylines, but multiple aspects. This feels like just one aspect kind of. What is this? Eight of Swords. Is this Eight of Swords? 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, Eight of Swords. That's usually depicted as a woman blindfolded and tied with her hands behind her back and surrounded by swords. So representing you're kind of in a mental jail, kind of holding yourself back, putting yourself in jail mentally, if that makes sense. Like it's in your mind, right? What's this Ace of Cups here? That's new beginnings. And this High Priestess? Oh wow, it's so interesting. I feel like the message here is like, yeah, and that's the thing I have to say here. Maybe this haven't happened to all of you guys yet. So maybe you're still in that state of this person showing you the panther inside of you, right? And you haven't seen the volatile, you haven't seen this mask drop yet. But I think for most of you guys, like the storyline is there was this one person that you met and you became maybe friends, maybe lovers, maybe partners, like, or close, right? And you felt like they're showing you this part of you. They're showing you this who you like. They made you grow and they made you appreciate yourself and love yourself and see yourself in a new light, right? And yeah, and then suddenly like the mask drops and there was kind of like they showed a totally different side of themselves. I can't see here why, but it kind of left you. I'm feeling this cat. The feeling that I'm seeing in the cat's eyes is kind of like that empty feeling. Like she has that expression too, right? She's dependent on this person, and you didn't even know maybe that you became dependent on this person. Maybe you're telling yourself like, I was too much and I was asking for too much and whatever, like the excuses that we tell ourselves, or maybe even this person told you or shouted at you that it's your fault, right? And now you're sitting here lonely and confused and don't really know what to make of this, because was it just all a lie? And I think the message here from the moon is actually more about this Ace of Cups and the High Priestess, which is telling me Ace of Cups is about new beginnings, and Cups is about emotions. The High Priestess is so for some of you, there might have been something here about awakening your spiritual gifts with or through this person, right? That they introduced you. So this might be a guru as well for some of you, or a teacher in the spiritual field. And yeah, we can get some, like, have you seen some of the, I love cult documentaries. I think it's very exciting, like it's interesting is the word. And yeah, like they start off being this wow, crazy, smart, loving, empathetic, like person who has all the answers. And then the cult slowly develops, and this person shows their narcissistic sides and traits, and people are so deep into it, and they can't really get out, right? So it's kind of that feeling. I'm not saying it's a cult or the person is a narcissist, nothing like that. Like they could just be having a reaction, like it doesn't have to be an evil person at all. Like they're having a reaction to something and just pulling away or escaping or running or pushing you away or whatever it is. But they showed you a side of them that you didn't know existed, and that made you question who they are. And in that makes you question who you are and what you had together. Was it all a lie? Like it could also be like this person maybe had a romantic relationship, and it turns out this person is married, right? Something, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just something here that doesn't have to be that they're volatile, but the mask dropped is what I'm feeling. So the message here is, again, it could be that this was for you to awaken some spiritual gifts, but because the High Priestess is usually about spiritual gifts and stuff like that. But I also feel, because we got her as she's depicted as a fortune teller here, so this was it was in your destiny to meet this person, because they're there to show you that the panther inside of you, right? You couldn't find that part of you yourself, and you needed that from this other person. And for that, you needed to be in love or infatuated or engulfed or putting this person on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? Like you needed to be dependent on this person, because you needed to surrender some parts of yourself to get into that part where you could let this other person show you this panther inside of you. So now you're kind of trapped in this Eight of Swords energy which is usually this woman depicted as this woman with this scarf across her eyes, and her hands tied behind her back, right? In a mental jail. And I feel like the message from the moon here is that it's okay, you can let go. You weren't wrong. It wasn't all a lie, but there was something here, yes, that you didn't know this person as you thought you did, and maybe in reality no one does. And maybe in reality this person doesn't even know themselves, you know? Maybe they keep going around putting on different masks, and you were kind of just caught up in that. But it's not important, they're saying, like the guides here, the angels and guides are saying it's not important. Of course, it's okay to be confused, and you're lonely, and you're missing this person. It's totally okay. And you're confused about it because you're missing someone you feel like doesn't exist, and that's okay too. Because it was all in the card. It was destined, and there's a new beginning here. So there's kind of like they're showing me to get you go through down. Oh, sorry. Whoops and daisy. To get you to go down a certain path, right? You needed to find the panther inside of you. So let's say for you to go down the path to find your romantic partner who's in the future for you, who you already have like a soul contract with, that you're going to meet up, maybe you're creating a family or something like that, right? Let's say that. Then you need to be put on the path to meet this person. And for you to be a match with this person, you have to be in your panther energy. You cannot be a match to this person in your cat energy, because this other person is a big cat, let's say a leopard. So you are going to be a small cat when you meet this future partner when they're in their leopard size. Does that make sense? So you had to become the panther in order to be a match to the leopard. So you both had to be developed, because you're not doing that development together. You have to do that development alone and with other people, and then you're ready to meet each other. So there's something here for to get you on the right path for this future love and this new beginning with another person. You had to meet this person. You had to meet the liar and the volatile, and this, you had to be dependent on them. You had to go through this, and it sucks to hear that. But I think at the same time, it's also a message that it's also a message that you didn't do anything wrong. You couldn't have foreseen this or foretold this. You're not stupid for not seeing the lies or the mask or anything like that. This was meant to happen. You had to go through this. You had to develop this part of yourself through this connection. And now it's gone, and now it's done, and good riddance. I understand the confusion, and that's okay. And there's going to be a healing process. That's okay too. Just know that this was written in the stars. Like this was a helping this was a stepping stone towards your true love. And it sucks that it has to go, like, that you had to do it this way. But there was lessons here, and there was gifts here. That's what you have to take away from this. And go through the sorrow, go through the pain, respect those feelings. It's okay to be confused. Again, it's okay. Again, maybe like listen to the song. I'm gonna link it in the description down below. Listen to the song. If we never met, like you wouldn't have been the person that you are today without this person. So I want to pull you a card from, this is actually from a deck I bought. Like, it's a Danish deck for you can use for couples counseling, because I want to be a couples counselor and that's one of my dreams. So I want to see if there's a message for you in one of these cards. Just a second. Oh, this is good. Okay, so it says depths, that's the theme. And it says here, how important is health to me? So if you feel like maybe you're stuck with this person, thinking about going back to them, that's into this unhealthy relationship, then you need to ask yourself, how important is health for me? Like the mental health, how important is that to you? Because as long as you're going back to this person, you're not going to be open for this person coming in, right? So you're just going to drag out that meeting, that meetup, staying in this, if you're not, like, if you're thinking about it, or if you're still kind of attached to this person, then it's time to leave. But I feel like for most of you, this reading would be you sitting confused on the other side, like this person left. It's not even about you leaving. This person left, like with a bang, and like slamming doors and stuff like that. And you're just like, what the fuck just happened? Yes. So yeah, I think that's what I got for you guys. That's the message from the moon. Again, if you're interested in these shadow cards, I'm gonna link below the Etsy shop if it's when it's up and running, and I'm gonna make a video explaining them. I think that's the message here. There's a new love for you waiting for you. So that's a funny thing, because usually I don't do predicting the future, but I think it's a very important message that had to come through, that you had to go through to go through this to be a match to the love that's in your future, right? So when in the future, I can't tell you, but yeah, so there was a reason for this. It wasn't all lost, and you're not stupid, and you couldn't like have seen through the mask. It's not, you couldn't have done anything different. This is how it was supposed to be. So you guys, if this resonated, please give the video a thumbs up so I get out to more people who needs to hear this. And until next time, take care. Bye. Hi guys, so you picked pile number 4 here with the rose cards, and let's see what the message from the moon is to you. So I picked songs for every deck, and the song you got was Photographed by Ed Sheeran, so I'm going to link that in the description box description box below, so you're going to listen to that afterwards. But in general, it's a song about love and how he, like, even if it's hard, it's kind of like the center of life, right? It's all you ever, it's all he's singing about. It's all he ever knows. It's kind of living for love, right? So kind of interested in this because I'm not getting like a vibe per se from this card. I did from all the other cards and kind of combined with the song. So I'm not really sure what the overall theme is, but there's something about, I feel there's something about presence. So looking into this animal's eyes, right, it's very present, I feel. Very connected, very calm. And I want to see very centered because we have the 2 rocks here and the moon is right in the center. And even though it's the card for the moon, then I feel like this is the beast here is what's it's what's drawing my attention, right? It's the dominance. It's dominating the card, I feel. But I feel there's a very intelligent feeling here and very present. Let's see what the message from the moon is to pile number 4. Rose quartz is also about love. So loving yourself, loving others, loving the world, connecting with others, connecting with the world. That's a lot of cards. So yeah, with cards, black cards on a black table. So we got, this is a true black tarot, by the way. We got 7 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, I think. We got King of Swords, got the Magician. This is very interesting because we have the cards here. So 7 of Cups is usually about, it can mean multiple things, but it can be like having pipe dreams, like building castles in the sky is what I see with this a lot. So that's having dreams that you can't really act on, or you're living them in your fantasy, but they're never really going to be real. So it can be kind of an escapism. But I feel for me as well, the 7 of Cups is also opportunity. So every cup holds an opportunity, right? And this castle here in the sky comes from this cup. In the bottom, sometimes like the biggest dreams comes from the very deepest part of ourselves. And then there's all these other glasses with animals representing other dreams, like a butterfly can be self-development, a hummingbird could be freedom. I think there's a lizard, shedding skin can be healing. So there's a lot of things here, right? But I think the main focus is this castle here. There is something that you really, really want. It might be love. For me at this moment, it's a home, right, guys? I haven't had a home for 15 months now, living this nomadic lifestyle that I didn't choose myself, but kind of as a survival mode. So for me, this card is my dream of a home, right? To you, it can be a dream of love, like Ed Sheeran is talking about in his song. But we have that, and then we have the Magician. It's about creating something that you have all the tools for it now. And this, to me, this 6 of Pentacles and this deck is about building something new on top of something old. So we have the foundation holding up these 3 coins in this kind of nest, right? That we're building. So not saying that like go back to an ex. That's not what I'm saying, right? But saying that take what you learned from that relationship and build on that. So these coins is us, it's our past, it's whatever we could take with us that we can build on top of to create a foundation. Like, who are we? What do we want in life? So you learn from that relationship, for example. what you want and what you don't want. That's why it didn't work out, because there's too much of what you don't want. Okay, that's great. Then you can build something with that knowledge and nest. And in that, like, these coins are almost 3 golden eggs, right? Book for knowledge, and then we have the wand again, as the magician has, at creating things. So getting to know yourself and be true to yourself, I feel, that's very interesting. Actually, with the nine of wands is usually, that can mean two things. So, because I feel that's very interesting, because to me, usually nine of wands is this battered up kid, like, or man, who's just like, he has bandages on, he's wounded, he has these 9 wands, and he's just tired, like he's been struggling for a long time, right? And if you know 10 of wands, it's usually someone carrying like 10 sticks, like a heavy burden. But in the 10 of wands, usually there's a castle at the end, not in the sky, but in the distance. So he's so close to his goal, 10 of wands. So 9 of wands is just one wand before 10 of wands, right? It's the step before. So you might be feeling like you're in this energy right now of, you're so tired. You're so tired, right? You've been using so much energy. You're not getting anywhere. You're getting moody. You're losing hope. Everything is just like, you just want to get out of the woods, right? You can't figure out what, like, there's just, the spotlight is only here, so you can't see which way to go. And it feels like you've been trying to go this way and that way and then a third way, and you kept walking into trees, and there's just no way out. Like, you're tired and you're pushed up into a corner, and it might get you moody, right? And for a lot of people, or a lot of decks, this is represented in the same way as I feel 7 of wands is. So 7 of wands is about defending yourself. So there might be a feeling about defending yourself as well. Just saying. Also because we have this, right? He has this very defensive look, this white wolf. White wolf, by the way, is kind of rare. White animals in shamanic teachings is spiritual animals, and it's very blessed animals. So there might be, also when we have this Celtic kind of horse thing, right, there might be something spiritual and mythological, or, you know, how do you say that, higher energy about you in your life, or the goal that you're looking for, be it love or a home like me, or just a way in life, or getting to know yourself. So we have the magician here. It's kind of like you have the tools, you can create this, but it's right next to this King of Swords, which, first of all, swords is the mental energy. So there might be a lot of thinking going on for you. How can I solve this? How can I fix this? How can I get this, right? But there's also like this glow in his heart that maybe, I feel like, because he can't see with his hair in front of his face. So there's maybe this, your thinking is kind of blocking the call from your heart. I want to say that it's not blocking it. It's just, you don't have to do all the thinking, is what I'm hearing. So I'm gonna give you an example from my own life here. So I'm looking for homes, right? I narrowed down where I want to live, in what specific area. And so I know where to look for a home, and I know I need a home out in nature. That's not the easiest thing to find. I know that too, but I'm looking and I'm looking and looking, and you know, because I live far away from where I want to live. So right now I'm in. I found a sailor. I found a sailor. He's out sailing, so I want to say borrowing his apartment. I'm not paying for it, of course. I'm renting his apartment for a month now because he's out sailing. So I'm in the area of where I want to live. So it's easier for me to go look at homes, right? That's me being smart about it. I'm also looking at every possible. I'm looking at Facebook. I'm looking at buying. I'm looking at renting sites, websites. I've asked. We have a lot of estates here in Denmark. Who's it's kind of like, I want to say castle, but yeah, if you want to like compare it to other countries, I guess it is. Estates owning a lot of land, and it's an old kind of big farmhouse, like if you've seen Downtown Abbey, right? So that kind of thing, like these big that's not a castle, but you know what I'm saying, right? It's estates that owns the land, and we have a lot of that in Denmark. Only that owns like big forest and stuff like that. That has houses in the forest. So I've been contacting a lot of them too. Like I've been doing all this mental work. But I also know, that's what I wanted to say. So I've been out looking at places as well, because I don't know if I want to find something temporary, invest in that until I found my real home, right? So I don't have to keep finding a new home every few weeks or few months. Like I can only stay here for a month, then I have to figure out where to go next. Like that's my life. That's been my life for 15 months now. It's exhausting, right? But the places I've been looking at when I've been out and just checking out, maybe I can live here temporarily till my home is ready and coming up on the market. I have been it's been very clear to me when it's a no. Like it's a no. I know it's exhausting to live the way I do, but this is not the place. Like it's so clear to me. And I think it is for you too, that even though you're doing a lot of thinking, even though you keep, you're trying to find a way out of the situation, or, fix it or whatever, like you're in, there's still this, it's very obvious to you when it's a no, right? It's so clear in your heart, this is not the way, or that's not the result, or this isn't what I want. And I think that to me also, I've been talking to people about this, like I need to live out in the forest, and I know it's a hard place to find. People's be kind of like, oh, you have too high expectations, and it's never gonna happen, and then you get kind of defensive as well, right? Because that's my dream. Why are you doing that? Why are you telling me that it's not possible? Why are you telling me I have too high expectations? I have this urge, I have this longing. It's not just something that could be nice. I belong there. It won't work for me anywhere else. I know this in my heart of hearts, right? It cannot be any more true to me that I need to live out in the woods. Every time I see a video of someone living out in the woods, I get that kind of feeling, in your body, like that kind of, oh my God, right? So like I don't know what you're struggling with here, but I think it's the same situation as me, as you're ready to create, but you're kind of stuck, right? You're building on something, like you're there, you're ready, but it's not happening. It's not moving. Let's see what else the cards has to say. So maybe, yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes when I do these readings and there's a pile for me, it gets very hard for me to read the solution, because I'm kind of blind to it, right? So I'm hoping there's a solution here, and that I can get it forward for us to see, for you and me. It would be so nice. But yeah, so you're not alone in this. Like it could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be like you don't know where, like me, to live in the world. 10 of Pentacles. What else could the situation be? Like there's so many things, right? In this kind of with the general reading. And maybe you want to move to another country, but you don't have the finances, right? And you're trying to figure out, how can I do this? Like you're so ready to go, and everything inside of you is ready, but you don't have the finances, right? Stuff like that. So I feel like there's something about letting the answer come to us. Trust is what I'm hearing. That's too many. You guys. Oh, that's very interesting, actually. So we got mother and we got loud. So for some of you, it's a child. You want to be a mother, but it's not really happening to you, and it's stressing you out, right? Yeah, we got the family card as well here. 10 of Pentacles. It's very interesting. So I was gonna say, because we got Odin, And I feel like this is actually kind of like the male version of the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Because we got Odinus, the old wise guy, and then we got a child here, or a very young person. And then we got this guy is kind of like the, to me at least, the physical aspect. Like if you had to make the nature into a person, is kind of this, I feel. So that's the mature, grown-up energy, right? And again, if it's the mother, like the maiden, the mother, and the crone, again with the mother, right? And loud. Just, I have to put that aside and take that afterwards. But yeah, for some of you, it's you want to become a parent, you want to have generations, and it's not really happening. What's up with this loud card? So I hear that we are being too loud, you and me both. So we're being too loud in the sense of us constantly trying to create or figuring out, or this finding a solution, stuff like that. Trying to get out of this woods. We're actually being too loud. Like we're too much in our mind, and we need to. Again, there's something with the trust, and we need to calm down. So we need to not be so loud in that. Does that make sense? So, Nine of Swords, Knight of Swords. Oh. So, I feel like she's sitting here. That's us, right? With the Nine of Swords is worries. And then there's this Knight of Swords. That's very sweet. So this guy, this is how I see it. He's like, his specialty is swords. So he's going to come in and help you with the swords. But we kind of have to let them. So I don't really know. This might be the universe or our angels and guides. It might also be a person in real life. It might be an animal as well. We got the horse here, right? There's something here that someone who specializes in whatever our worry is, or just worry in general, wants to come in and make it better. And we have to let them help us. That's kind of the message here. So they're not necessarily solving our problem or our issue, but they're going to help us not worry so much. So we need to let them. Yes, there's more. I feel there's more messages here. What's the messages? It's kind of frustrating because I don't have a lot of decks, because I'm living this nomadic lifestyle, right? I can't travel with all my decks. They're all locked up. So I have like 4 decks with me, or 5 with my shadow cards. And yeah. What's the message here? I'm not sure. We have to let someone in. We have to let other people help us. We have to let go. We have to not be so loud. We have to trust. We have to let go of the thinking, right? Just kind of sit down in the spotlight and wait for the sun to rise is what I'm hearing. Wait for the sun to rise. Wow, here we had the 10 of Wands I was talking about, you guys, right? So the 9 of Wands up here, the guy I was talking about who's right, so tired and battered, and he's the card before 10 of Wands. Oh, we can't see it here. So here is a rainbow instead of a castle in the sky, or a castle in the back. But like he's crossing the last bridge here to go to the castle. So he's almost there is what I want to say, right? So the message here is kind of like, I know that you're tired, like you and me both, like this message is so much for me as well. I know that you're tired, but you're almost there, and you just have to hang in there, and you have to let go, because you built all you could now. You did all you could now, okay? You built the nests in everything you learned, and you're ready to have these golden eggs. But there's something about timing, and I think there's a lesson also in patience. I'm laughing at that because that's not, I'm so not good at patience. Like, I would say I've been patient because I've been homeless for 15 months, you guys. But yeah, I am on the verge of like, that's the thing. Like, do you have the same feeling? Like, I feel like I'm on the verge of giving up, but I can't even give up, right? Because I have no home. Like, what would be giving up for me? Keep living like this? That's not giving up. That's me still fighting, right? That's me. So I don't. I can't even. You know what I'm saying? I can't even. So there's something here about having such a big dream from the bottom of our hearts, right? And we did everything we could. We can't figure out how to get there. And the solution here feels like, the message at least from the moon, is that you did everything you could so far. Like, you need to chill now. You need to relax. You need to not be so loud in your mind. Okay, you need to have trust. There's people working on this on the other side, but also in this physical realm that we're in. And when someone wants to help us, we have to let them help us. Even though it's not them fixing our problem, it's maybe just them calming us down or trying to take away some of the anxiety, then let them do that. Because it's not helping us to sit in that emotion. It's not gonna make anything better or make anything happen, okay? So funnily enough, my phone just said told me that it's low on battery, which I am as well, and I think you are too. So that's quite a message. I really like this actually, with this Celtic seahorse thing, because this being present, right? He's so present. I feel he's so present. Look at those eyes. And so with the moon is usually a message, just there's something behind the moon. There's something we're not seeing, and definitely I think there are, but I think it's just timing, you guys. I really think it is. I really think we did what we could so far, and so good, and now we just have to be patient. Now we have to make the best of the situation that we're in, and believe that it's gonna happen when it happens. And until then enjoy our lives to the best of their ability, right? Like for me, for example, I have a lovely boyfriend now, and we've been together for some months now. I think more than 3 months, and we've known each other for I think 5 months. But yeah, it's the best relationship I've ever had, and I really love it, and I just want to be near him, and I just want to, yeah, I want to enjoy him. So maybe I can focus on that and try to see if I get some energy to do some work with the cards again, stuff like that, right? Because it's hard, I think you're feeling like I'm feeling like there's no energy left. Everything is kind of sucked out of me because there's so many worries about, for me, not having a home, and it being homeless for so long. It's really hard. Not finding the place that I belong. And for me, it's that kind of love for someone that I can't have. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know that feeling? Like you love someone so deeply, but they don't want you. They don't love you back. So you're just sitting there with that love for nowhere to go because it belongs to the other person, or it's towards the other person, right? I feel the same with my home in the forest. I feel like it's out there, but I just can't reach it. I just can't find it. I know that we belong together, but I just can't find it. And I know it wants me too, so it's not that kind of scenario with the love that doesn't want you, right? But and it's, if you want to have a child, it's not the scenario that the child doesn't want you. There's just, maybe it's just not you giving birth. Maybe it's someone else giving birth. Maybe it's you taking care of adopting or something like that, right? Yeah. I think we just have to breathe now. We have to quiet our minds, be patient, and have trust, and then be open to the people who comes into our lives. So I'm going to link the song Photographed by Ed Sheeran in the description box below. And you can go listen to that and see if there's any messages for you in that. I think that's it. So if this pile resonated, please give the video a thumbs up so this can get out to more people who needs to hear this. And yeah, so I got so much love and support for you. We're in the same situation, even though it's not necessarily the same situation, like the same theme. It's kind of, yeah, I know you're not alone. That's what I want to say. So until next time, guys, Take care. Bye.